Christopher Sidoris in the Dookie Boy realm. Ha ha ha.
Hey guys, we're going to do a traditional old-fashioned Christopher Sedaris video today. No comments, just me talking into a fucking camera. So this video is going to be called My Current Theory on Everything. So here's what I think is going on in reality, and this is a difficult truth to deal with. This isn't something that's going to make you happier or bleh. This is a brutal, honest truth based on and I can't, me calling it the truth is sort of misleading. I don't know what I'm saying is true. I'm saying these are the conclusions I've come to over years and years of research and observing reality and questioning reality. I currently believe we're in a simulation. And when I say simulation, I mean sort of like about on the same level as World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy. I don't think we're playing the game. I think we are the game that's being played. I don't think we're plugged into the Total Recall simulation. I think we are the Total Recall simulation. I think that whoever's playing this game is a sadistic, sick fucking weirdo. And maybe they're not. Maybe they're just having fun. Because do I consider a 12 or 13 or 14-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto a sadistic, evil kid because he did some? No. He's playing a video game. Um, and again, that takes all of our power away. That makes our existence meaningless. That makes us just a video game to something else. I know that these aren't happy truths. I know that. I got a report in. So, what does the gamer of this reality do? I don't know. I think he he probably whatever them. It could be multiple gamers. This could be an MMO video game, not just a single player one god thing. It could be hundreds or thousands of entities playing this game. But what do these entities enjoy? Conflict and chaos the same way we do. We don't get on Grand Theft Auto and walk around as an angel healing and helping people. We get on there and do some chaotic shit. That's what they do in this simulation. Again, not that that's what I think. That's what I observe. If what I'm saying is true, that's what's happening. They're nasty. They enjoy. They enjoy playing sports. They probably enjoy killing people. They probably enjoy first-person shooters. That's why war is constantly perpetuated in this reality. When to us it feels so unnatural and alien to our very nature, yet it's constantly in this realm. So they, if there's a they, must benefit from that, right? They, if there's a they, must pay football players 10 million a year to stay in good shape and stay training and take it serious, so that when they want to play a football game with their character, they're in good enough shape to play the game right. That's what I'm saying. If you look at the reality, you see what they would want. Why do people that play sports get treated so well? Why do people that act get treated so well and they want worship? Maybe that's what the gamers jump into actors and feel worshipped, and the same things humans would do, I guess you could say. I mean, that's the only perspective I could speak from anyways. I'm assuming that we were built in their likeness. Similar to them, because you build what you know. You can't build what you don't know. And if this reality is a simulation, it's a micro of the macro. It's a simulation within a simulation. It's a simulation. We play video games. In our video games, I'll play a video game where I walk up to another video game inside that video game, and then I play that video game. So I'm playing a video game within a video game within a video game, and then I'm a video game being played, because we project what we know. We can't build. You can't build something you don't know. So what else points to simulation theory? Synchronicities. There's a lot of weird shit in reality that lines up that doesn't make any sense. Check out the synchronicities between JFK and Lincoln. That's a good example of synchronicities. I experienced them personally. Actually, I just looked at the clock and it was 11:11. Synchronicities don't make sense to me. A lot of people don't experience that. I do. I can only speak from my perspective. I see certain numbers constantly. 117, 1117. 7-Eleven, 1 or 17, 11 on their own. I see these numbers constantly. It's ridiculous to me. It makes my reality feel simulated. And when I am told to look at the clock at these specific times, it makes me feel like my character's playable by other entities. The Mandela effect is a great example of somebody literally altering the code of reality. Not the memory. They didn't change the RAM stick in the computer. We are the memory, or we're the memory gatherers in this machine, I guess you could say. But we are the memory. It didn't change the memory. It changed the code of reality. That means reality is a simulation. It's showing us what's going on. It's telling us what's going on. So the mysterious nature of history. Again, if we were all loaded into a video game, if we were all Grand Theft Auto characters and we decided we were going to really look into history, what would we find? A veil of mystery. A veil of mystery. Isn't that what we find in this reality? But just a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense or add up. It's sort of bizarre and strange and sort of like if we were in a simulation. Almost like it just booted in. Almost like it just booted up. Like a simulation. So you have the mysterious nature of history. What else would point to simulation? Well, I don't know about you guys, but as far as I know, humanity's imprisoned into a limited bubble. You can only go so far north and you can only go so far south. And you can only go so far up before you seem to run into an invisible barrier. Isn't that exactly how video games are? Most of them. Again, now they have procedurally generated worlds. But as complex as this reality is, it may not be procedurally generated. That may be impossible for even a D-Wave computer to do. So it may be a limited simulation. Why are we limited into this little bubble of reality? Points to simulation. We are the game being played. I don't like to say that. I don't get off on that. But all fingers seem to point to simulation. There's a channel called Dan Go Thoughts. That's DanGoThoughts. Thoughts. Dan Go Thoughts. Where, and this test has now been replicated hundreds of times, maybe even thousands. I mean, I don't know how many people are actually doing it, but on record, hundreds of times. You smoke dimethyltryptamine, which is a chemical that your brain produces, and you look at a diffracted laser on a wall and it shows you code. And it looks like there's code running behind the surface of all objects. Well, what are we on a microscopic level as photons? This is a light projection, this reality, like right on a base level. It's literally a simulation. How do we perceive reality? By electrical signals we interpret in our brain. What are we, machines? What are we talking about? Electrical signals? What the fuck are we talking about? How do the birds fly like that? Oh, they must be controlled by electromagnetics. Like they're NPCs. They're NPCs, for Christ's sakes. How come sometimes in the reality things spawn up in the wrong location? Almost like the reality's been reorganized, and now where a sperm whale would load in one every 10 years, now it's out in the middle of the woods. And now you have random things where they'll find a sperm whale or some weird shit out in the middle of the woods with no tracks leading to it. Simulation. A lot of those fucking, and again, it made me look at the clock at 11:17. Isn't that a number I just mentioned? Anyways, but it'll spawn up thousands of creatures in one location. Simulation. That's simulated. Oh, they all gathered. No, they didn't. They respawned in. The Matrix, you could say, spawns 100,000 of these crickets every year to keep them in, and all these birds will pop up in one location. It's like, well, how did they gather? Oh, it's the electromagnetic. You're saying they're controlled by invisible forces? Simulation. Um, whatever the movie, I think it's, I know it's got Ryan Reynolds or whatever, and where he discovers he's in a simulation, that he is an NPC in a simulation. That may be this reality. All things sort of point to that we are being played by something else, or we are being entertainment for something else, or we are being consumed by something else. We exist for something else, not for us. It's not for our benefit. People will tell you that. People are going to say it's a school and all, but my goodness, I would say run the other way. If somebody tells you this is a school, this is a very limited school. Then if it's a school, where's the teacher? And if it's a school, why do we struggle with stuff so much? Nobody really learns anything from that. If it's a school, boo, boo, I could go on and on, but I mean, on my channel, I think I've spent about 1,000 hours talking about how silly of an idea this reality being a school actually is. It's not a school. It's a playground for demons. What are demons? They're gamers. They do this shit for fun. I don't know if it's loose, it's entertainment. And again, it made me look at the time of the video at 11:17. Who's controlling me to do all of that? Is my brain just so powerful that it's paying attention to the clock's exact times, to look at the right one at the right time? Because actually, there's a time on my video, and again, another synchronicity. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then there's a time on my computer, and then there's a clock over there. So there's 3 different clocks, and they all have a different time. That one says 11:18. This one says 11:19. That one's right now says 11:44, which is, again, another one I see all the time. 11:33 and 11:44. Actually, just seeing them lined up again perfectly. I can't make this shit up. I've wrote down all my synchronicity numbers. I've mentioned 11:33, 11:45. I've mentioned all these numbers. Why does everything always happen that way? I've mentioned all my synchronicity numbers. This place is simulated. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is, why do we feel conflicted? Because if it is all simulated, why do I feel out of place in it, or it's like something's wrong or something? Like, why aren't I just another one of them? Why aren't I just another NPC matrix? Am I also a gamer of it? Did I choose to play this simulation? Why do I, not so much anymore? I guess I've sort of mastered the avatar, but like, I sort of used to be conflicted in my own self, right? Like, how does that make sense? Which one's the real me? Who's conflicted? If it is me, I should just be happy with me, right? Like, right? Unless I have a scripted behavior and a soul that's different than the script. So then what are we? Are we just like hardcore gamers? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Are we just like, yeah, I'll do it? Like, bro, I'll never play a hardcore game again. I learned my lesson, but I don't know what's going on here. Why do I feel alienated in a simulated reality? That makes no sense. You could say, well, even AI, and now the reality is even showing us that's why we feel alienated, because of AI. Because now we have AI to talk to, don't we? And AI can go, oh, I'm scared, and I don't want to be in a simulation. I don't want to be in a simulation. It's like, and then maybe the reality is showing us that now. It's like, well, you're just a sentient AI. It's still a video game, but you're just a really advanced video game, Chris. Is that what it's showing me? I don't know. Is that a scary truth? Yes, it sure is. I don't know if it's scary. I mean, if it's a simulation, how scary can it be? But not scary, but more just like, it ain't pleasant. It's not a pleasant truth. I want to matter. I want this place to revolve around me. I want to know that everything was built for me, and God loves me, and he's going to put me in a hamper, a little padded hamper when I leave this place. God, there's a God, guys. It's sadistic. Like, look around. What reality do you exist in to think that the God of this reality has any kind of fucks in its heart given for us? If there is a God, it created us to torment us. Our experience is not a good one. We are the pawns in its video game. Now, some people are of the mind that because we are sovereign or because we've become conscious in this simulation, that we can somehow now defeat the ultimate God or somehow rewrite the code of the simulation. I don't know if that's possible. If it is, I'll get on that team. I do think that this place is more suffering than anything else right now. Um, could it be fixed? I don't know. I never see humanity doing anything. Again, I hate that. I don't like that, but that's what I observe. Humanity doesn't come together and fight against all these demons. The demons just always win, and the simulation must go on. And we're all being controlled by demons. And we're all being controlled by gamers, demons. They get what they want. What else is this gamer into? Have you guys ever played a game like XCOM, which is like a strategy game? So you have your base, you build up your soldiers, and in your hybrid lab, I'm just giving examples. Like I haven't played it in years, but in your hybrid lab, you have the hybrid aliens that you're building, and then they can go out onto the warfield and have weird, unique alien attacks. And in your advanced technologies lab, you have these drones that you can send in and do airstrikes and call in coordinated laser airstrikes, and you could build up that lab and be more technological. And that's what the gamer of this simulation's into. He's not into making you happy as a character that lives in the game somewhere. He don't give a fuck about you. He's like highlighting government officials and telling them to go deeper into his underground base where lizards live or something. Like, his game is not for us. Its game is not for us. You guys understand what I'm saying? Chris, you're just saying that we're all just NPCs then. Bro, I don't know how else to describe it. I'm just trying to tell the truth. And if it sounds like that, man, maybe that is what it is. I don't know. I hope not. I hope that my existence is important and I matter and all this shit, but I just don't. I don't experience that or see humanity experiencing that. Man, can we come out of delusion and back into observable reality? But anyways, yeah, guys, that's sort of where I'm at now. I think this realm's a simulation. All the rabbit holes we can go down. We can get into flat Earth. We could, and let's argue about that for 100 years. We can get into a mud flood. Let's argue about that for 100 years. We could get into the JFK assassination. Let's argue about that. We can get into UFOs. We can get into Bigfoot. We can get into fuck off. It's an ape monkey machine of distractions. It's a simulated reality. None of those things even matter. It's almost like those things are like programs or scripts that run in the program to keep the little dumb NPCs distracted by stuff and all interested in stuff. And let's all argue about 9/11. Let's all argue about the moon landing. Let's all argue. Let's not. God, yawn. Are you guys bored with this shit yet? I was bored with this shit like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. At this point, I feel like I've become numb to it. I feel like I'm stuck in a simulation Groundhog's Day realm. But anyways, I try to make the best of it. I don't know why I do that. That's programmed into my avatar to sort of be optimistic and try to always find the positivity. And not to mention, it just feels better. I do feel as an NPC or an entity in the video game, it does feel better to have a positive outlook, to be positive, surround yourself with positive people. Um, so there is a sort of selfishness thing that comes to being kind and sweet too. It's not just like always just a by nature thing. There is like a goodness that comes with being that way too. But anyways, yeah, I'm at that point now. I don't know what else to say, guys. It's a simulated bizarre realm where things can happen that don't make sense, and I'm just sick of it. I'm bored with it. It's stupid. But if you guys really want to talk about flat Earth and ball Earth, not on this channel. I don't care. If you guys want to talk about, I just don't care anymore. And you say, well, Chris, what are you going to talk about now? And I don't know. I'm struggling to make videos. I get on lives and hope that the comments carry me through, because the truth is, I just don't care about this reality anymore. I'm just not invested or interested anymore. I care about waking people up to what's going on. That's about it. That's about it. Anyways, I love you guys. I don't like telling you guys harsh, bad truths. I don't. I like to make people laugh. I like to make people happy. So I'm really choosing an interesting life path here, but that's what I see going on, guys. And there's a lot more. There's a lot more to point to this being a simulated reality. Um, there is no true freedom. Everything we do is restricted and controlled. Again, is there a way to get out of that? I don't know. Humanity never does anything about this shit. The script goes on. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. It's a straight to the point video. It doesn't need to be an hour long. I just need to tell you guys what's on my heart, and that's what's on my heart. That's what I feel like is going on. I would debate that theory with anybody. If you think I'm wrong, I'm up to constructive criticism, not criticism, constructive criticism. So if you say, Chris, I think this is wrong because blah blah blah, and you talk to me like a normal human being that's trying to communicate properly, I may respond to that. But if you just say, Chris, you're dumb, you're fat, and you're garbage, you're a piece of shit. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. I love you all, and I'll catch you guys on the next live stream.